We are live at Yanmar Arena, Grand Rapids. The boys are finally playing in the main rink. I think I might have said it 25 times the last 2 days. We were playing on that Olympic sheet ice, which was much larger. We are now on a normal size rink. Sabres will face Sartell. 2 pools of 4, so we took third place out of our pool. Sartell took third out of theirs, so there's no semifinal games. It's just a straight 1 plays 1, 2 plays 2, 3 plays 3, and so on. If you can see down there on the bench, there's a few boys in helmets down there. We have Gabe Malmberg, who's out this weekend here, hoping to have him back next week. He's been out for a bit. And then Mason Schmieg is going to be out today's game, and Ian McGuire. So we're going to be down 3. I believe that puts us at 11 skaters. So I think we're going to have 7 forwards, 4D. No shortage of ice time today. All right, Sabres looking to finish strong in the tourney. Hopefully win the last 2 games. Make the drive home a little easier. Jack Tam's going to be in net for the Sabres. Hensley is going to be out there with Hema and Gabrick for your forwards, and then Schmitz and Wagner on D. All right, let's play some hockey. Here we go. Puck down, won by Gabrick. Wiggs tries to step up and get the puck there. Lost it. Sartell has possession. Puck's going to get dumped into the zone. Wiggs will get to it first. He wears a hit. Schmitz pinches him off the boards. Turns him over. Wiggs has a nice little back pass to Schmitz to clear out. Schmitz is going to feed up to Gabrick. Gabrick to Hema in the middle. Sabres looking at forecheck in the zone now. Sartell moving the puck around, trying to get themselves out. They cleared out. Wiggs is there to do a good body, but cleaned up by another Sartell rep. Hensley's going to come in. He's going to lay a pinch hit on the boards, and Gabrick will clean the puck up. It's going to chip up to Hema. Hema lost it off his stick. Right back to Sartell. And they're going to try to transition into zone. Hema does a good job just chipping it here. They can change out a few skaters here. Valverde, Fitzgerald, Scott, Lancette out there with Williamson. Puck gets loose on Williamson's stick. He's going to chip it off the boards. Valverde tries to back pass it to Williamson, not able to connect. But good step up by Lancette. Got in the zone, just lost the puck. He looked like he had a rush right to the net. Lancette's going to throw it in. Bounces off the back wall. Sartell's going to try to flee one winger who was getting behind the D there. Kept in by Scott. Should be able to keep that puck low in the zone a bit because Sartell definitely is already releasing 2 wingers really quickly. And that puck's behind the net, trying to get behind our defense. Good step up there by Hema. He's going to walk in the zone. He's going to fire a shot, blocker to side. Going to come out. Wade steps up, tries to pinch the zone, just enough to slow him down. Anderson steps up on the back check. And now we're just battling in front of the benches here. Sartell will just chip it in the zone. We're going to have a whistle for an icing. First whistle of the game. Sabres will have an offensive zone face-off. Hensley, Hema, Anderson out there with Wagner and Schmitz. Anderson pushes the draw right behind the net. Sartell gets to it. Again, trying to get someone loose here, and they're going to chip it there. Wags does a great job, turns. Good little shoulder check by Anderson right there. That skater's going to come off the ice there. Saber's doing a good job in the neutral zone, not letting Sartell do much. Hema gets it back to Schmitz. Schmitz is going to walk it up himself. He's going to chip it in the zone. He stays in the play with Hensley. Sabres being physical here to start. Anderson comes off. Gabrick steps up. He's going to keep that puck in the zone. They're going to call an offsides as the Sabres trying to get out. Lensett Scott out there with Gabrick, Fitzgerald, and Williamson. Sartell wins the draw. They try to fling it down in the zone. Lensett, good patience with the puck. Passes up to Williamson. He's going to get in the zone. Blocker to side. Up top, Scott's going to walk in. He's going to fire it. Glove save. Good patience by Lensett there. He tried to go D to D. A forward stepped up to try to intercept the pass. Held on to it just enough to get to Gabrick up the ice. Drawdown comes out. Sartell's going to come away with it. Williamson goes to body him. Lensett tries to step up. He does, just enough to create chaos. Williamson goes off the sidewall, out of the zone. Good pressure by Gabrick. He chips it back in the zone. Good job by the Sabres, just taking away a lot of entries to come out of the zone, and it's a rebound. Scott with a big shot, saved. Williamson had a shot, rebound was down. Scott tried to fire one in. Goalie dove, was able to save that one. Sabres keep the zone. It's going to come up to Lensett. Lensett's going to walk around the first guy. Gets chipped down low. Sartell starting to finish some of their checks now. He's going to skate up, and he's going to try to fling it down. It gets a bouncy puck. He's going to get around Wiggs. Wiggs does a good job bodying, but a pass got right in front of the net. Dangerous scoring opportunity for Sartell. The shooter fanned on it. Some tough body contact there, and then now the Sabres are going to release Lensett with Fitzgerald. Lensett's going to take it himself. He's going to fire it. Blocker saved. Valverde keeps the puck in the zone. Hensley with it behind, chips it back. And Sartell's going to come out with the puck. And again, they're just looking to flee a winger. And Shakopee has intercepted that pass in the neutral zone multiple times. Puck stayed in the zone. Schmitz dumped it in. Hensley goes down. Sartell now has it, try to chip it out, and that's going to be an ice scene unless it's on net. It is. Tam's got to play it. Wiggs will turn around, chip it up to Hema. Hema's going to dump it in the zone. Hensley will get to it first. Hurry up. Okay, there we go. We had a weird change of defenseman there. Now they got a little rush here. They're going to shoot it. Blocker save. Jack Tam. He was all over that one. Lensett reverses it behind the net to Hema. Hema chips it out. Sartell moves in the neutral zone. Try to flee a guy middle. He just dumps. Scott with it, goes reverse ice, but nobody there. Right on the Sartell stick. He chips it up to Hema. Oh, the ref was right there. Hema had an opportunity for a little bit of a breakaway, but the ref took the puck away. Marco takes out two Sartell guys in one little hit. And the puck's going to get all the way down in the zone. No icing. Shakopee will change a couple skaters. I think we've had one whistle in this game so far, so it's been very just up and down pace. Anderson, good job back checking there. He gets hit. It's a good physical game right now. Puck gets out top. Hensley, good pressure there, or Lancette. Puck's going to get out to Williamson. He's going to get around one guy. He's going to try to stop and turn. He gets taken down. Just a lot of battling for position here on the back wall. Sartell's going to come away with the loose puck. He's going to try to pass it up right on the stick of Schmitz, but it gets on his feet. He takes a hit, but he stays on his feet, and he keeps it down in the zone to Fitz. And Sartell's going to try to escape to a 2-1. Sartell's just going to dump in the zone and change all 5 on the fly. Wags chips it up to Fitz. He's not able to keep it clean on his stick. A lot of bouncing pucks. Schmitz tries to catch and drop it to himself. Not able to, and Sartell's going to get a shooting opportunity. Backhands it wide of the net. Nothing in there. Puck's going to come out. Schmitz is going to tap it up to Fitz. Fitz is going to skate center. Goes around one guy. Stops, turns, looks for someone to throw to. Schmitz up in the play. Not able to connect on that pass. Hensley's going to try to dump it in deep, and here comes Sartell. Has a little 2-on-1 opportunity. And a good hit by Hema. Comes off the bench. Tipped up to Schmitz. He dumps it in the zone. Shakopee will change out 3. And again, I think we've had 1 whistle so far this game. We're at 9 minutes to go. It's already a 9-minute first period. Has gone by with 1 whistle. Gabriel turns him over in the neutral zone. He has the puck. He chips it over. Hema's going to try to flee it all the way over to Hensley. Just not able to connect. We'll have a whistle. Icing on Shakopee. I can finally take a breath. All right, Valverde, Hema, Hensley, Scott, Lancette. Tam pushes one aside. Scott will get to it. He'll chip it up to Hensley. Hensley tries to chip middle. Hema's there. Hema trying to dish it over to Valverde. Just a little too hard. Misses the stick. Sartell going to get on the rush. Going to get a shot. Blocker save. Tam seeing the puck well. Shockey's going to get Hema loose. Hema's got a breakaway. He shoots. Good save by the netminder. Hema was able to get a second shot on his own rebound, just not able to connect into a net. But definitely that's what we want. We want to see Hema having breakaways. He scores most of the time. And here they come again, Hema and Hensley. Hema's going to stop, shoot from the point. Rebound. Hensley tries to go below the net. He gets hit. Sartell going to try to go cross-ice pass with it. Shakopee changing. Fitz just enough body contact. Wags trying to chip it over to Schmitz. Anderson chips it out of the zone. Sartell's going to have to reset up in the neutral zone. They're going to try to flee a guy middle, but Anderson right there, right through his hands. And Williamson's going to get a rush. He's just going to chip it in and let Fitz get on the forecheck. Rung all the way around. Wagner steps up. He chips it back in the zone. Then Fitz is there. So Shakopee clogging a lot of these exit entries for Sartell. He's going to get around one guy. He's right there. Wags is going to get there. Deflects the pass. Just enough. Wags kind of got taken down there. Didn't care for it. Tried to shove the guy back. Fortunately, he was on his back there. Refs come in. They clear it up. But Wags was able to get a stick on it, so that puck went up in the netting for the whistle. And they're just going to put both of them in the box. Put coincidentals on there. So we'll stay 5-on-5 hockey. 7 minutes to go in the first. Looks like coach wants an explanation here why Wagner is going in. All right, final with the explanation. So, again, 5-on-5 hockey. Scott Lancette on D, Williamson, Anderson, and Fitzgerald. Shakopee tries to get that puck, did come out of the zone. Sartell tries to dump it back in. Lancette goes behind the net to Scott. Scott's going to try to chip it up into the neutral zone, and it's going to get a bouncy puck. Fitz is going to get to it first. He gets taken down. Sartell takes over possession. They like that cross-ice pass with the center. And now we got a penalty on Sartell. So a delayed penalty. Shakopee has possession of it, and now that whistle's going to blow. So they're going to call a hold, it looks like. Yep, they're going to call a hold there. Good hit by Williamson right in front of the bench as he was trying to escape and get back into the play. The guy held him, and the ref happened to be sitting right there, so arm went up in the air. Shakopee's going to go on the power play. 6:12 to go in the first. It's 0-0 game still. Gabrick, Hema, Hensley, Lancette, and Scott are going to be on the ice. Puck down. Shakopee wins it. Scott has it. Gets it out top to Lancette. Back to Scott. He's going to go cross-ice pass over to Hema. Got deflected by Sartell. Shakopee keeps possession of it. Cross-ice pass to Scott. Patient with it. Out top. Hema. Lancette's going to jump in. He gets a great shot. Blocker, save. And Hema's there to clean it up. Back door with a backhand goal. That's a goal for number 91, Easton. Hema, assist to Blake Lancette and Matthew Scott. That's a power play goal for the Sabres. Scott did a good job being patient. He started walking in towards the net. It sucked the top defender down. When he passed it to Lancette, Lancette was able to walk it right into the middle, get a good scoring opportunity, and then the blocker save was just a perfect backdoor for rebound for Hema. So Sabres up 1-0. Puck comes out to Hema. Hema's just going to chip it in, a little one-hopper to the goalie. He turns direction. Gabrick there to help. Puck's going to go behind the net. Sartell's going to get it, but he's going to let go of that pass a little early. Gabrick is there to try to intercept that pass. Lancette's going to have possession. He's just going to chip it out, but it goes off of Gabrick's body, not to get out of the zone. No Sartell rep was there, so Shakopee's able to get it down. Scott clears. We're going to change all four of them here on the fly. Hensley will stay in forecheck. Valverde chips it back in the zone. Gets out front. Shot. Valverde goes wide of the net. Goes all the way out of the zone. They'll regroup. He gets back to Schmitz. Schmitz is just going to chip it off the glass. Offsides, it must have been the call here, and they will have the center ice face-off. Whistle blown, so we get our two guys back out of the box. Wags is going to come on right to the ice. Williamson, Valverde, and Anderson. Sartell brings it around the net, feeds it center. They're having a good little rush here. They're just going to forecheck it in. Behind the net, Schmitz will get to it. He chips it. Body in the corner. Valverde there to help. Here comes Williamson with it. Williamson's going to try to chip it up with Anderson going. Wiggs with a good little hit there. Guy twice his size came in and tried to give a hit. Wiggs was ready for it. Has a smile on his face as he's looking back at the bench. All right, changing out a couple. Oh, we're going to have a penalty. Did you see the penalty? Interference on Shakopee. Looks like Dom. Is that Dom in the box? All right, Dom is in the box. 2-minute penalty kill now for the Sabres. Wiggs, Schmitz out there with Hema and Hensley. Wiggs is doing a good job clogging up the corner. He's going to shoot. Deflected. Rebound came out. Had the backdoor tap-in goal. Too quick of a goal there, unfortunately, for the Sabres. 17 seconds in that power play. They got one shot, immediately got a rebound, and got a goal. Sabres need to clean that one up a little bit, allowing the shot and a guy sitting back door on your goalie there. So, I think it's Sabres versus the Sabres now that I think about it. They're just spelled different. Sartell ties the game up 1-1, 4 minutes to go. Both teams have converted on power plays. We've been scoreless on 5-on-5 ice, and we're going to have a slash on the Sabres, and we are going right back to the box. So, as I was saying, 5-on-5 hockey has been very clean, no goals. It's been only 2 power play goals for each team. All right, Scott, Gabrick, Williamson, Lancette, penalty killers for the Sabres. Draw one by Sartell. They're going to shoot it and deflect it right in. The guy's backdoor again. Wide open for a goal opportunity, but it hopped up in the air. They're going to walk in, shoot, gets deflected off of the Lancette's body. Sartell behind the net with it. They chip it up. Sartell is overloading one side completely with players right now. There's nobody on the other half of the ice. They're going to shoot it in. Blocker save. Rebound opportunity was there. They're going to shoot. Good stick by Lancette. Stepped up. That thing hopped up into the netting. Sabres definitely looked a little confused on the kill there as their heads were swiveling around, trying to figure out if they were supposed to guard a person, a space. Sartell did a good job overloading one side there, which we haven't seen a lot. All right, Valverde, Fitzgerald, Wagner, and Schmitz on the ice now. 1:19 to go on the kill. Tied up by Valverde. Schmitz tried to step up and chip it out of the zone. He's going to go to it. Try to get it out. Not able to get it out. Puck gets on low. It's a rebound. Valverde's going to get there and chip it. Not enough. Stays in the zone. Sartell has it. They're going to shoot. Deflected off Wade's skate. Wade's going to chip and get to it. He's going to try to play it. No, he backs off. 45 seconds to go. Shot from the point. Redirected. Shakopee is letting that shot from the point get all the way in and get redirected by the guy in front of the net. They're definitely doing that shot on purpose. It's a big guy, 86, for Sartell to be blocking out in front. Slapper, blocker, save. Puck's going to get out of the zone. Fitz chips it out. Pressure by Valverde. Here comes Sartell. Good poke check for Schmitz to chip that out of the zone. They're going to get back in. Valverde pressures. Fitz turns, tries to fire it out, and now they're going to get set up. 10 seconds to go on the kill. Sartell up high. Shot gets in, through again. Schmitz not able to get anything on it. Puck gets loose up front. Schmitz is going to fire it out and all the way around. Get that puck out of the zone, boys. So Sabres do kill that off that penalty, but there was a lot of chances for Sartell there. Tam had probably 5 or 6 good saves there to not allow Sartell to get anything on there. We're still 1-1. 1:40 to go in the first. Stock gets turned over. Shot. Blocker save. Good job by Tam on that one. Hensley's going to step up. He's going to get an opportunity. 2-on-1. Hensley and Williamson. Hensley slow with it. He turns. He fakes out the goalie. Shoots. Scores. Caden Hensley. Defenseman for Sartell fumbled the puck just in the neutral zone. Hensley decided to pressure right away, just enough to turn the puck over, and he had a 2-on-1 opportunity. Kind of gave a hezzy move like he was going to pass over to Williamson. Didn't, and he saw a blocker side opening for a goal. Sabres take the lead 2-1, 1.5 minutes to go in the first. And that's going to be Hensley unassisted. Hensley steps up, creates another turnover. Anderson with it. He shoots. Puck gets loose. Williamson steps up. He shoots. Glove save. Good pressure by the Sabres there. Could have had 2 goals in back-to-back shifts there. Hensley, Anderson, Williamson out there with Scott and Lancette. Puck gets down, goes in the corner. Sartell gets to it first. He loses the handle. Williamson's going to pressure. They're content to just try to dump out of the zone. Lancette caught it and dropped it down to himself, and it's going to create a little opportunity for Sartell in the middle. Scott's right there to intercept the pass, and he's got Williamson with him. He passes to Williamson. He's going to back pass to Scott. Scott, patient with it, makes a move in the corner. He's going to feed it middle to Hensley. Hensley chips it down to Williamson. He tries to chip in the zone to Anderson, just not enough on it. Sartell's there to put pressure. And Sartell's going to escape the zone, chip it off the board to see if they can flee a winger. And good job, good body by Scott. Lancette will try to come in and clean up. Chip middle. Anderson's going to dump it all the way in. We'll change all 5 skaters on the fly. Schmitz, Wiggs, Hema, Gabrick, and Fitz out there now. We're going to chip it down here. Wiggs will get to it. Wiggs bodies him as he just chips it in the zone. Schmitz gets to it. He's going to ring it all the way around to Fitz. Fitz has it. Try to flee it to Hema. Hema did get enough of a stick on it to get it low. And now it's going to get up top to Wiggs. Wiggs is going to throw it in the corner off the boards, but it got right on Sartell's stick. And that's the horn. That's the first period. 2-1 Shakopee. All right, here we are. Can you unmute me? You're good. Okay, we're good. All right, we're starting the second period here. Give it behind the net over to Wagner. Wagner with the puck. Hema tries to flee at center. Not able to get on Fitz's stick. Sartell gets pressure. They feed it right back out top. Hema pressuring, and they chip it back, but they get out of the zone. Sartell's going to have to completely regroup. They go cross ice with it, and they're going to dump it in. Schmitz will get to it first behind the net. He has it. He fans on it, but it gets over to Wiggs. Wiggs is going to chip it up. He's got Hema loose for another breakaway. He makes a move. He shoots. He scores! Breakaway goal for number 91, Easton Hema. Assist to number 86, Blake Wagner. Wiggs heard that one. He looked at me. Save. So we're going to go, that's going to be a 2-assist one. So that's going to be an assist from Schmitz to Wiggs to Hema. So Hema on the goal, Wiggs and Schmitz with the apples. 3-1 Shakopee. Williamson, Valverde, Hensley out there with Lancette and Scott. Behind the net, Scott has it. He's going to chip it up to Hensley, try to get it out of the zone. Sartell kept it. They're going to fire it in. Jack will just freeze the puck. We'll get a whistle here. 16-10 to go in the first. All right, puck down. Marco tied it up. Williamson's going to have the puck. He's going to skate it. He's going to dump it in the zone. Hensley will chase around the corner, get to it. Chips it back on low. Gets over to Marco Stick, up top to Scott. Scott's going to walk middle, turn, make a move. He's going to walk middle, get inside. Very patient with the puck and able to keep it on his possession. And then Sartell did turn him over. Sartell's going to get the puck. They're going to chip it cross-ice pass, but they hit Marco's stick. And they get a little bit of an opportunity for Sartell, just denied with the pressure by Valverde. Sartell feeds it up front. Loose. Out front, Tam was able to get a glove on it and block and put that one down. So we'll have a whistle. D-zone face-off. 15:25 to go here in the first. All right, Wagner and Schmidt's out there with Hema, Gabrick, and Anderson. Draw one by Shakopee. Hema has the puck. He loses it to Anderson. Anderson stops in the zone. He's going to chip it into Hema. Hema's going to shoot. There was an opening there high, but it went off the face mask of the goalie into the netting. McGuire Bros, how you guys doing? Good? Hi, Brooks. All right, Anderson's going to come off. Hensley will come in for him. All right, Gabrick on the draw. Hema gets it back to Schmitz. Schmitz is going to try to feed it to Hema in the slot. Out top, Wiggs not able to connect on that one. Got stuck in his feet. Schmitz will go to it. He'll turn, chip it up to Hensley. Hensley's going to chip it down in the zone. Takes a hit right in front of the bench. And Sartell with it now. They're going to try to escape, but Wiggs with a good pinch. Keeps the puck in the zone. Sartell rings it around. He chips the middle to Hema. Hema's going to fire it, but it's just wide of the net. Rings around. Wiggs does a good job keeping that puck in the zone. Gabriel comes to clean it up. Feed it middle. Right on Hema's stick. He shoots. Blocker to side by the goalie. Good opportunity for the Sabres. Their forecheck is creating offense right now. He rings it on the board. Schmitz is going to try to pinch. He'll back up now. And Sabres are going to get one guy loose, but Wiggs is there. Good back check by Gabrick. Puck's off the net. We'll have a whistle. But great play on the backside by Gabrick. Wagner was on the guy chasing to the corner with a weak side winger fleeing in for a scoring opportunity. And Wagner Gabrick denied it, pushed him into the net. So we'll have a whistle. We'll change out some skaters. Williamson, Anderson, Fitzgerald with Scott and Lenset. 14-17 to go in the second. Sabres are up 3-1. Anderson ties up the draw, but Sartell's able to come away with possession. Scott comes up, gives a hit. Lancette will get to it first. He'll chip it off the board, but it goes right to a Sartell guy, plays it with his feet. And they're battling behind in the net, trying to feed it to a guy in the slot. I see an arm in the air and a high stick. So I don't know if we're going to get... Okay, it's just all right. Not a high stick penalty. We just played the puck with a high stick. Shakopee did, so whistle blown, and again, we're right back into a D-zone face-off. Sartell wins the draw. They're going to shoot from the point. It gets deflected off of Williamson's stick and actually had a little chance there to squeak into the net, but it just went wide. Anderson does a good job taking a shot off the shin pad. Chipped up by Williamson. Anderson will get to it. Not able to get to it first. Let's see if puck just bounced up in the air. Sartell's going to get to it. They're going to skate behind the net. He reverses ice, chips it to his partner, but he errant pass gets on the stick of Williamson. Is going to feed Fitz middle, turned over by Sartell. Sartell's going to rush in the zone. Lancette gets it off the skate and just chips it out of the zone. Lancette feeds over to Scott. Scott's going to skate up to center ice, chip it into the zone. Sartell will get to it first. They're going to turn. Sartell on a rush. They're going to try to do a cross-ice pass. Valverde did a good job, just enough getting a stick on it to slow it down. And they're going to call a cross-check on Sartell. And the ref definitely is giving a little attitude back to the coach there. Coach must have said something because the ref turned and looked right at him and said some sort of comment. As the ref just said, you can't complain the entire game and then when it's right in front of your bench. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and say the Sartell coach is not on the ref's good side now. So, Shakopee power play. We got Hema, Schmitz, Gabrick, Valverde, and Hensley. Sartell's going to chip it out of the zone. Played by a high stick by Hema. So he's going to touch it right away, obviously to conserve time. We're just going to have to take a D-zone face-off. Valverde's going to take the draw. Shakopee's 1 for 1 on the power play right now. So this is our second power play opportunity. Puck gets in front of the net. Schmitz chips it away. He gets brought up. Schmitz is going to have the puck on a rush. He gets it over to Wiggs. Bounces over his stick. Wiggs is going to try to keep that puck in the zone. And it gets out, and Sartell's going to have a little loose chase, but good job by Hensley to get in there. And now Hema has the puck. He's going to turn, and now we're going to get set up here now. We got 1:30 to go on the power play. He's going to chip it to Schmitz. Schmitz is going to back tap it to Valverde. He's going to get in the zone of speed. Shakopee's trying to get set up in the power play here. He's going to chip it over behind. Hensley now has it. Sabres are getting set up. He walks it top. He's going to chip it over to Hema. Hema has it on the top of the circle, down to Schmitz. Schmitz with it, looking for someone to pass to. Back out top to Hema. Hema's going to walk middle to Schmitz. Schmitz down around the goal line. He's going to go back door to Wiggs, and then it just hopped his stick. Good opportunity there, but Hema's going to get to it. Chip it back up. Shakopee back in the zone. 50 seconds to go in the power play. Wiggs tries to go back door now to Schmitz. Good stick for Sartell just to chip it. Wiggs will step up, keep the puck in the zone. He's going to fire it. Wiggs. Good shot. Wiggs right into the chest. Hoping for a rebound, but it was swallowed up by the netminder. .35 seconds to go on the power play. 11:34 to go in the second. Fitzgerald, Gabrick, Williamson out there with Lancette and Scott now. Fitz comes away with it. He chips it up to Williamson. They're going to get it up top. Scott has it. He walks middle. Feeds it over to Lancette. Lancette's going to get down in there. He's going to shoot. Hoping to get a low one there to get a rebound, but the goalie was able to hold that one. Draw one by Shakopee. Williamson has it. He's going to walk it middle. He's got speed. He's going to fire it. It's going to get blocked by the goalie. Down in the corner. Williamson will get the puck again himself. He's going to cut middle. Lancette stepping up. He wants the puck. And we are now 5-on-5. The penalty's expired. Try to get it in. Lancette shot it, but it went off a shin pad of a Sartell defenseman. He's going to fire it in. Fitz did a good job trying to just screen the goalie there and chip out of the way. Scott up top. He makes a move around one guy. He's going to go around, get low, below the goal line, try to feed Gabrick. Back door. Good opportunity there. Sabres just happy to get the puck out of the zone on that one. Gabrick had a backdoor opportunity, but good pad save by the goalie. And Lancette's going to walk this one himself into the. He's going to pass it back to Scott. Scott makes a move, chips it back. Williamson throws it deep into the corner for Lancette. And now we're going to have a penalty on the Sabres. They're going to call a roughing penalty as they were both battling for the puck. Lancette must have gave a little shove the ref didn't care for, so they're going to call him for a rough. And now the Shakopee's going to go on the penalty kill. Both teams now 1 for 2 on their power plays. So this will be the third penalty kill for the Sabres. Killers for the Sabres out there right now are Hema, Anderson, Wagner, and Schmitz. Puck's going to get loose to Hema, and Hema has a chance for a breakaway, but he loses the handle on it. He cuts middle. He gets hit from behind. No arm in the air. He was hoping for a penalty there. Nothing called. And Sartell is going to transition themselves into offense. Schmitz will get to it. He's going to ring it all the way around out of the zone. Sartell's going to have to get reset up. He's going to try to walk middle. Good stick by Schmitz. It gets up to Anderson. Anderson chips it to Hema. Hema now is patient with the puck, just trying to burn time. And now we're going to have a high stick on Sartell. Schmitz should have let them touch it, but he chipped it back in the zone. And they'll be in offsides. So center ice face-off here. 1:20 to go on the penalty kill for the Sabres. Draw one by the Sabres. Wags gets it. He's going to chip it down in the zone. Here comes Sartell up the ice. He's looking. He's going to stop there in the dot, chip it back out top. Sartell's going to try to get set up now in their power play. And they're going to fire it in. Rebounds down low. Wags gets taken down. Schmitz there with it. Tam does a good job just getting the glove on it and freezes it. But you can see this being the third power play for Sartell. They're not looking to try to get a pretty backdoor goal or anything. They are just putting the puck on the net and hoping for a rebound and creating chaos in front. Valverde, Williamson, Scott, and Lancette now out there. Scott and Hensley. Sorry, Hensley going back to D right now while Lancette's in the box. Scott's going to chip it out of the zone. 45 seconds to go on the kill. Hensley giving pressure on the half wall. They chip it up top. Move the puck around. He fans on the shot. They're going to fire it in. Gets redirected. Loose puck wide. Nobody able to get a shot on it for Sartell. And good job by Valverde just to chip that one out. .22 seconds to go on the kill. Draw down, one by Sartell up top. They're going to pass it over again. They're going to try to fire again. He fanned on it. And they got what they were looking for. Shoot early, get a rebound. Guy with the stick on it was able to get a backdoor goal. A tough one because he fanned on the first shot, so it kind of threw off the whole rhythm of everybody sliding over to block the shot. And then he put it in on net. Sartell 2 for 3 on their power play now. Man, I don't think so far I've even seen on the power play they've shot the puck high at all. It's been low. Rebound is like every time. All right, 3-2. Shakopee still has the lead, 1-goal lead. Wagner comes away with the puck. Gabrick, Fitzgerald, Hema, good stick. Schmidt steps up, chips it away. And the puck's going to go all the way down in the zone. Wags will chase it. He gets to it. He chips over to Schmitz. Schmitz has it. He gets it to Fitz. Fitz not able to get it out of the zone. Sartell's going to hold the zone here and try to feed it there, but Wags steps up. Great job taking that opportunity away. Here comes Schmitz in the zone. Schmitz is going to have the rush. He's going to fire it. Rebound out front. Nobody there. Goalie will swallow that one up. And now we got an offensive zone face-off. 8 minutes to go in the second. Gabrick on the draw. Sartell wins it. They're going to try to get a guy loose. He's going to bank it off the boards, and it's going to stay out front. Tam pushes it aside. Rebound. Net's off, but they haven't called anything yet. Ref calls the whistle there. The perfect bounce pass off the wall, just slow it down just enough in that awkward distance. If Tam was going to come out and play the puck or wait for it, he does poke check it away. We'll change out the D. Scott and Lenset come out. Sartell's going to get it. They're going to fire it in. There's that backdoor rebound that was open, but Lenset cleans it up. Sartell showing a lot more pressure here the last few minutes here now on the Sabres. They've created a couple turnovers in the neutral zone. Definitely increase the pressure. Puck gets shipped out off the glass. It's going to come out to Hema. Hema's going to have a little one-on-one opportunity. He's going to stop trying to make a move and just fire it. Gets wide of the net. Fitz goes to the puck. Gabriel comes in to try to clean up, and Fitz comes away with it. Chips it out top to Lenset. Lenset fires it in low. Sartell's going to come away with it. They're going to hit center ice and just dump it in and change a few skaters. Scott's going to chip it all the way up, and now we have Hema loose. He's going to make one move, and he tries to give a little backdoor pass to Fitz out front, not able to connect on it. Hema comes in, gives a big hit. Fitz is going to get it out top to Lenset. He's going to throw it right back in the corner. We've got to get that opposite side of the ice. It's open. The boys keep staying on this wall. Lenset chips it low, and now here comes Sartell on a 3-on-2, but a good change. Fitz to Williamson. Williamson comes out of the box. Puck is right in front of him. Sabres are going to transition here. Lenset's going to walk it up himself. He's going to feed it to Gabriel or to Anderson. Just got stuck on his backhand. No one in front of the net right now. They're behind. And there's a cleanup pass. It's a shot and a goal. Caden Hensley battling behind the net. Anderson came away and tried to just sneak a little wraparound shot, and the rebound came out, and the puck stayed there for a good second. And Hensley just said, I'll put it in the net. Why not? We have Mom in the corner right there. Got to see the goal. There you go, Jen. You got a first-hand view. All right, Shakopee goes up 4-2. Goal by 28, Caden Hensley. Assist to 57, Will Anderson. Shakopee gets the face-off. They get it in low. Hensley forechecking with him with Anderson. Turns it over behind the net. Schmitz is going to step up into the zone now. He's going to throw it out front. It's loose. Hensley battling with the guy, and Sartell's going to come away with possession, and they're going to transition out and just dump it in the zone. Schmitz will come down. He'll get to it. He'll try to ring it up. He has now possession of it. Patient behind the net. Makes a move. Feeds it up to Fitz. Fitz is going to try to go cross-ice pass to Hensley. Hensley's able to get it low in the zone. Fitz battling with it. They're going to chip it out of the zone, but Sartell had two wingers deep there, so both defensemen had to be out of the zone. Wigner, it gets around Wiggs there, gets a shot. Tam freezes it, but we're going to have a hooking penalty on the Sabres. Good move by Sartell. Was able to get around Wiggs. And Wiggs was trying to play catch-up with it. Got a stick in there to disrupt the shot, but they're going to call him for a hooking penalty. Actually, now ref signal was a hold. Okay, we're going to call hold. All right. 4-2 Sabres. We're now on a penalty kill for 2 minutes. Sartell's 2 for 3 on their power play, so I think we know what they're going to do here. They're going to get the puck and shoot it from the perimeter early and low and try to go for rebounds. They're going to fire it in, and there's the first rebound out front. Shakopee's able to get to it. Scott's not able to get the puck out of the zone. He's going to pressure. They're going to walk in, fire it right into the glove. See, shoot that puck high so Tam can just freeze it. Good save by Tam on that one. 1:35 to go on the kill. Sabres will change out 2. Schmitz and Hema now out there. Draw one by Sartell. He's going to get middle. He's going to fire it. Tam didn't see that one. It bounced off the wall hard. Net came off, so we'll blow the whistle there. Guy shot it wide of the net. and it came hard off the boards, and Tam came over to try to pinch the post there and took the net off. So whistle blown. We'll have another face-off. It's chipped out of the zone. Marco won it so clean it actually popped out of the zone. So Sartell's got to get reset. 1:20 to go on the kill. Good pressure by Valverde there. Almost created a good opportunity. And here comes Sartell to rush in the zone. He gets around him. He tries to do a little backhand shot. It hits the side post and gets out. Goes around. Hema now pressuring in the corner. Sartell's going to come away with possession. They try to feed it out front. They're going to fire it in. Tam blockers it aside. Sartell moving around. Shakopee definitely looks out of position right now just from up here, how they're killing this one here. And it's going to get loose out front. Sartell keeps possession of it. Shakopee needs to put someone on the ground right. There's a good block shot by Valverde. But and they're going to call a penalty on Valverde there with a slash. And it's going to put a 5-on-3 opportunity. That's that hooking called. A few times that puck's going to get loose out front, and I see a lot of sticks trying to poke the puck away versus just take a Sartell body and put him on the ground or push him out of the play. So 5-on-3 for Sartell for 26 seconds. Puck won by Sartell. Move the puck, they shoot. Gets redirected up into the glass. Sartell will get reset. Sartell has two guys in front of the net, and you can definitely see they're just trying to fire that thing in. Puck gets stopped by a defenseman there. Scott gets a stick on it, and he's going to ice it all the way down. But Sartell is putting two in front of the net and firing pucks in to try to get a redirect, get a rebound, get something. Hema, Lancet, and Gabrick out there. 6 seconds to go until we get Wags out of the box. Sartell's going to come in. He's not able to get a shot on it. He fanned on it, set up. So now we're back to 5-on-4. Wags is going to fly into the zone. So now we got 5-on-4 now for 1:25. Sartell gets it behind the net. Patient with it. They try to pass cross ice. Shot wide of the net. Rings around. Sartell's done a good job being able to hold possession in the zone. They're going to fire it in. Good stick for the Sabres. Gabrick's going to try to chip it out, and Sartell holds the zone. Gets on Hema's stick. Hema's going to try to make a move to get around him. And now we're going to have an interference on the Sabres. He had an opportunity to chip the puck out of the zone and kept skating with it. So now Hema's being kicked out of the game. So we're going to have interference on Hema. Again, he's trying to get around the guy if he possibly could. And then he kind of got bumped and then interfered with the player. So they call it an interference penalty. Hema, I'm assuming, was obviously talking to the ref. Ref didn't like it. And then teed him up. And then they were still talking, and then he kicked him out of the game. So it looks like it's, okay, I see the ref put up 4. So it looks like he's going to have a double minor, we'll call it, for a 4-minute penalty. So while we get this sorted out, there's 2:42 to go in the second. Sabres do have a 2-goal lead. Sartell is going to have, we're going to go back to a 5-on-3 because Valverde's in the box with 57 seconds left on his penalty. And then they're going to throw a 4-minute double minor up with it. And someone else for the Sabres will have to serve that penalty for Hema. Because the goalie can't technically go sit in there. Yeah, all right. Yeah. So this turns into a mini timeout. So Sabres are down here talking through how they're going to defend. All the Sartell players are there talking to the ref. All right, so they're gonna have Hensley serve Hema's 4-minute double minor. All right, so 2:42 to go in the second. We're gonna get back to playing here. Sartell will have a 5-on-3 advantage. Penalty killers for Shakopee is Schmitz, Wagner, and Gabrick. Draw done. Chipped out of the zone. Sartell's got to get reset. He's going to skate in. Gets behind the net. Very patient with the puck. Shakopee staying low, tight. Schmitz has it. He's going to ring it around. And the guy was able to keep it in the zone. He's going to walk himself, get in low, get a shot, blocker to side. Loose puck out front. Gabrick is able to get a stick on it and chip it out of the zone. Perfect speed, too, just to keep that clock running and no ice. We're down to 20 seconds to go on the kill. Gabrick, good job up top. Wiggs is able to chip it off the glass, but a hand caught by the Sartell rep to keep it in the zone. Otherwise, that was coming out of the zone. He's going to walk it in, fire it, loose out front. Again, Tam was able to freeze it 4 seconds to go. Still would like to see a couple of those Shakopee reps push a Sabre out of the play. It's hard for Tam to sit there with 5 sticks swinging in front of him to find that puck to freeze it. He does, so there's 4 seconds to go. So we'll get Valverde out of the box here in 4 seconds, and then it's going to be a 5-on-4 for 3 minutes. Draw one. Schmitz gets it. He turns and reverses ice and chips it up, hoping to flee Valverde out of the box. So we're now at 5-on-4 for 3 minutes. Sartell patient with it. Up top. We're going to try to fire it in. Good job by the Sabres there. Puck never got on net. Defenseman there in the way, taking the shot away. Shot, blocker to side. Tam turned, fired, icing. Good play by the Sabres. Scotland set. Fitzgerald out there. Anderson will stay on the ice. Sartell wins the draw. Up top with the puck. They're very high with 3 guys and 2 in front of the net trying to screen. We'll let them burn time up here all day long. A third guy goes in low, and Anderson does a good job chipping it. He's going to get it up with Fitz. Did his job. Got the puck out of the zone. Got it low. Anderson doing a good job just pressuring right now. And Fitz comes in to help. Puck gets loose in neutral zone, and Fitz is going to try to get it low. Not able to, and Sartell is able to walk in. Gets through Lancette. Lancette recovers. Sartell's got to get reset back up. 1:45 to go, and now Sartell chipped it out of the zone. They got to get reset up. Good body there by Anderson. Pushed him to the ground, got the puck, and then here comes Fitzgerald to body him, and Anderson comes away with it. He's going to fire. Gets blocked by the goalie, gets up in the glass. Lancette has it. He's going to fire it in deep on net. Gets pushed aside. We're down to 5 seconds to go. That should all but kill the period. So Shakopee does a good job to finish the second period. They had to survive a 5-on-3, back to a 5-on-4, back to a 5-on-3, back to a 5-on-4. And there's still 1 minute and 17 seconds left of Sartell's power play when we resume the third period. So we will have a ZAM, and we'll see you guys in 15 minutes.
interesting set of events. They're just
All right, we are back for third period action. Last period of the tournament. For all these second-year Bantams, it's their last period of their last tournament. Here we go. Sabres are going to start on the kill for 1:17. Scott is able to chip the puck out of the zone, and the speed of Williamson. Can he get to it first? Nothing called. He gets a shot. It's out front. Tries to get his own rebound. Puck's bouncing around, and Sartell will come away with it. Good pressure by Williamson there to create some offense. He tries to walk through the defenseman there. Nothing's going to happen there. And Sartell will get set up onto their power play. Gabby comes in, tries to block a shot, but it gets through. Tam pushes it aside. They're going to fire it in. Tam makes a save, and there's your rebound goal for Sartell. Getting the puck in on net and getting the rebound. So Sartell successful on their power play here to start the third period. Shakopee still keeps a 1-goal lead, 4-3. And we are now back to 5-on-5 hockey. And the goal is to keep it that way and stay out of the box. Hensley, Valverde, Williamson out there with Schmitz and Wagner. So with Hema out now, we are down to 10 skaters. 6 forwards, 4D. Hensley comes away with it behind the net. Tries to get it up to Schmitz, not able to get it up there. Sartell gets possession. They go behind the net, and now they're going to get on the rush. Try to feed it middle. Wiggs right there. Good pinch on the boards, and Valverde. Whoa! That's not an interference! So they're going to call an interference on Wagner as he pinched the guy on the boards as he's entering the zone and dumping the puck. All right, so Schmitz and Hensley on D. Williamson and Valverde. Sartell back on the power play. Hey, body him up front. I just yelled that on the stream, sorry. Here we go. Sartell moving the puck around. They're going to fire it in. There's the rebound. Good fancy stick work by Hensley there to try to get the puck out. Valverde's going to have it. He's going to chip it to Williamson. Schmitz is going to try to join the rush. He's going to dump it in deep. Schmitz loses an edge. He goes down, and Sartell is going to get up, down the ice, get into the zone. Probably going to stop, get set up here so they can fire from the top. They're going to chip it over. He's going to walk in. He's going to fire. There's the rebound. Schmitz gets a good stick on it, and he chips it out of the zone. Markle, good pressure there. Sartell comes away with it. They're going to fire. Hits the face mask, but it drops right down to Tam. No Sartell player there to get any whacks of a stick at it. We are 1 minute in, so we now have 1 minute left on the kill. Gabriel Scotland set and Fitzgerald out there. Puck comes up. Gabriel's going to pressure. Sartell's able to keep possession of it. They're behind the net. They're going to feed it up top. They're going to fire. Gets deflected. Loose puck up front. Rebound. Goal. Shakopee has not been able to solve Sartell shooting from the point, and then a rebound comes up. What's up? Oh. It's definitely, we got to get more physical in front of the net than try to be happy to poke the puck away. Don't even let the Sartell guy even get a chance to shoot. So we're 5-on-5 hockey. We have a tie game, 4-4, 14 and a half minutes to go. Schmidt steps up, turns it over in the neutral zone. and Fitz is going to come away with the puck. He loses the handle on it. They try to center it. Schmitz gets there, disrupts it. He's going to try to go up ice. Chips it. Good hit by Fitzgerald, center ice, and Anderson's going to come away with it. He's going to chip it down in the zone. Gabriel will chase. They're going to chip it out. Sartell's going to have a little 2-on-2 opportunity here. Wiggs comes away with it. And we're going to have a 3-on-2 opportunity there. Anderson feeds it to Fitzgerald. He's going to come into the net. He's going to fire, shoot. Gabriel with the rebound opportunity and just not able to connect. And the Sartell rep skater got into his own goalie and pushed the net off. So we're going to have a whistle, and we'll have an offensive zone face-off. Good scoring opportunity for the Sabres there. Fitz with the shot, and Gabriel had an opportunity for a rebound goal. No, I literally just sharpened them. Is there someone have a stone at least to kind of... Yeah. Emily's going to get a stone. All right, I'm manning the camera here while talking. See how we do here. All right, draw down 5-on-5 hockey. Marco comes away with the puck. He dumps it back in the zone. Hensley will chase with Williamson behind the net. Puck comes loose. Williamson tries to chip it up, just gets a little too much past the stick. Cross ice pass. Scott tries to go cross ice too. Sartell gets it. Step up by Lancette. Chipped out of the zone. Hensley's going to try to flee it up to Williamson. I'll tell you right now, trying to do the camera work and the mic at the same time, not easy. Okay, you're back.
Yeah.
I think twice I forgot to move the camera while the play action was going. That's not easy to do both. All right, so Hensley, Valverde, Williamson out there with Scott and Lancette. Shakopee wins the draw. Hensley has it. He's going to try to skate just inside the zone, turn, regroup, chip over to the D. Lancette chips it over to Williamson, who dumps it in the zone. Valverde chases from behind. Sartell gets possession behind the net. They're going to chip it up, but it gets on the stick of Lancette. Lancette's just going to throw it into the near corner, and they're going to call offsides on the Sabres. Is there what? Over there. Who's? He said it's good. Or maybe ask with him. He's on the ice out there. I think we're going to be fine. Schmitz dumps it down in the zone, rings it all the way around to Wiggs. Wiggs dump. Loose puck. Sartell gets it. Comes out of the zone. Gabriel's going to fire it in on net. Sartell has it behind. Good forecheck there by the Sabres. Fitz is able to get in there, create havoc. He gets out. Sartell's going to come away with the puck. Good pressure from behind from Gabriel. And Wagner's going to go cross ice pass to Fitz. Fitz has an opportunity to get in. He's going to fire it just wide of the net. Wagner on the pinch. Puck comes out of the zone. Gabriel throws it to Schmitz. Schmitz gets it up to Fitz, who's going to dump it in the zone. We're going to change a few on the fly. Turnover by Valverde. He gets behind the nets. No opportunity there. He's going to throw it back behind. Valverde gets back to the puck. He rims it right back around the net, but nobody down there. And now we're going to have a 2-on-2 opportunity. Wiggs will be on the... Here, he tries to go around. He's going to go behind the net. Skates it, and they're going to bank it off the boards up to the top. He's going to redirect, throw it in on net. Tam saw it, blocker to side into the corner. Schmitz is going to chip it out, but it hits the Sartell rep in the neutral zone, so no icing called. Sartell's going to try to chip it all the way down in the zone, not able to. That should be an ice. They're going to call it off. Scott's going to get to it. He's going to try to fleet up. Hensley's going to get loose, and he just loses the handle on it. He chases in the corner and tries to put it back on center. Hensley was going to have a breakaway opportunity, and it just got off his stick. Good stick for Lancette. Sartell's just going to throw it down in the zone. Scott will get to it. His stick gets stuck in the door, so he's out. They're going to chip it up. Lancette up to Williamson. Williamson's going to jump in the zone. We're going to change off on the fly here. When we get back in the far corner, you'll see Scott's stick is stuck in the door, sitting out, hanging out, stuck. And they're going to go behind the net. Scott gets to it. Scott's going to rush the puck. He gets poke check from behind, and it turned all the way around. And again, there it goes under the stick stuck in the door. When Scott comes in, delivers a big hit. Gabrick pinching in the corner. The ref takes the puck out of the wall. Scott and Gabrick all battling for positioning in the near corner here. Puck comes out, gets on the stick of Lancette. He's going to chip it up to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald's going to go wide, chip it in the zone, try to chase it himself. Anderson, he bodies him. He gets bought at the puck, and Fitzgerald is going to come away with it. Chips it back down to Anderson. Goes into the corner. Gabrick's going to get to it. Anderson bodied off, and then Sartell's going to get it, and they're just going to ice it all the way down. We'll have a whistle. Offensive zone face-off for the Sabres. Anderson, Gabrick, Fitzgerald, Wagner, and Schmitz on the ice. 9:20 to go, tie game, third period. Sartell's going to ring it out loose off the boards again. Wags will get to it. Wags turns, great play out of Wags. Tries to chip it off the glass. That's a check from behind, and the arm is in the air. That's called. Sabres is going to go on the power play. Did you have that, Stone? Or you didn't find it?
Well, no, Oliver brought it in. I think.
Oh. He must be fine. He keeps. Okay. All right. Power play for the Sabres. Scott, Lancette, Valverde, Williamson, and Hensley. Sartell's going to win the draw. They're going to try to chip it out of the zone. They do. It gets out. Lancette's going to chase it. He's going to chip it back to Williamson. He's going to curl. He's got speed. He's going to enter the zone. Get it back to Hensley. We got two guys in the same spot there. There we go. Hensley down to Williamson. He's going to skate, fire, cross-ice pass to Scott. Scott's going to walk middle. Feed it over to Valverde. Up top. Sartell doing a good job moving here. Shakopee just kind of passing around the perimeter, trying to create something. And a tough pass got stuck in Lancette's skate. So Shakopee has to chase for it. That allows a change for Sartell. Scott's going to walk it up himself. Try to get through a couple guys. He's going to fire, shoot. Rings it around, but it's kept into the zone by Lancette. Down to Valverde. Valverde's going to walk it in. He's behind the net. Good pressure by Sartell. Shakopee has it in. Fired shot. Blocker save by Williamson. Sartell is just pressuring us on the top right now, and Shakopee's getting confused. Hensley's going to skate with it. He's got a bouncy puck. He's going to push it into the far corner. He bodies him in the corner. Williamson comes to help. Or Valverde comes in to help. He gets the puck. Skate with it. Cross-ice pass. Scott shoots it. Fires it. We have a whistle. The net came off the post. Shakopee struggling to get any offense in the power play here. Really haven't got any shot opportunities. Sartell's not sitting back. They're definitely pressuring the Sabres and forcing them to make a play. 16 seconds to go on the power play. 7:22 in the game, tied 4-4. Back to Wagner. Wagner's going to walk in. Pass to Anderson, who gets a shot. Rebound. Fitz was right there for an opportunity. He gets taken down. Anderson tried to bodies him off the puck. And then there's Wags with it. Schmitz will get there. He'll just chip the puck. Wags gets it out, and now Shakopee on the rush. Anderson with the puck. And we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Puck's behind the net. Fitz has it. Fitz patient with it. He's going to feed Wagner, who stepped up into the play. Not able to connect on it, so it's going to create a rush here for Sartell. Schmitz on him. Tries to go around. He fires it. Top shelf scores the goal. Good shot for Sartell there. Drove middle, went outside. Sartell's now going to take the lead. They've scored 3 unanswered goals to go up 5-4. Valverde out there with Williamson and Hensley. Scott and Lancette. Sartell's going to dump it in. Lancette will get to it first. They chip it over behind the net, and Sartell intercepts the pass. They're up top. They're going to fire it in. Puck loose out front. Chipped out of the zone by Lancette. Neutral zone. Turnover. Here comes Varco with speed. He gets poke check from behind. Sartell gets the puck up. They try to chip it up. Good step up by Lancette. Intercepts the pass. Comes into the zone with speed. He's going to fire it in. Blocked into the corner. Sartell's going to come away with it. They're going to rig it around the boards, and now they're going to try to chip it out of the zone. Step in by Williamson there. He ran into his own player, lost the puck. And Sartell cross-ice pass with it. Gets on Williamson's stick. He has it. He's by himself, though, as we're changing a few. A lot of sticks reaching right now by the Sabres right now. Gabriel comes away with it. Chips it down into Williamson, who jumps in the zone. Shockey's going to change a few on the fly here. Good pressure by Gabriel. Turns him over. Centers it. Anderson shoots it. Gets on net. Goalie will freeze it. We'll have a whistle. All right. 5:14 to go in the third. Wagner, Schmitz out there with Anderson, Gabriel, and Fitzgerald. Draw one. Fitz has it. Or Gabriel has it. Wagner, someone's name, I can't say it right, comes out to Schmitz. Schmitz is going to fire it in. Gets blockered. Up in the air. Puck gets loose. Shot by Gabriel wide of the net. Fitzgerald gets to it. He's going to try to chip it up to Schmitz. Schmitz is going to fire it in. Off a shin pad. Sartell now blocking shots and playing with a lot of confidence right now. Wiggs walks into the zone. Anderson gets his stick on it. He fumbles it. Gabriel cleans it up. He has it. He's going to fire up to Schmitz. Schmitz is going to make a move. Fired in. Good step up by Sartell. Comes away with the puck. And Schmitz gets a good stick on it, and it gets into the zone. Anderson fires it wide of the net. So Shakopee having good zone time pressure here. And now Sartell's going to get on the rush. Back check by Anderson. He's going to body him off the puck. Schmitz comes in, tries to deliver a hit. And the puck's going to come away. Anderson with the puck. Shakopee's going to change a few on the fly. Anderson tried to go through 3 guys there, was not able to connect, and Sartell chips it out of the zone. Getting a little sloppy here out of both sides here for a couple minutes here. We're down to 4 minutes to go. Hensley's going to step up. Get him to play. He has the puck. Feed it to Williamson up front. Loose. He shoots. Good save by the netminder for the Sartell. And Sartell's going to try to chip it all the way down the zone. and we will have an ice. Shakopee will have an offensive zone face-off. 3 minutes, 36 seconds to go. Down 1. He shoots. Good save by the netminder. Draw down, 1 by Sartell. Pressure by Hensley. It comes out. Scott's unable to hold the puck. Lancette drop pass it, but nobody there. Marco tries to drop pass it. He fans on it. Now Sartell keeping pressure right now. Not letting Shakopee get out of the zone clean. Again, obviously in Sartell's best interest right now to just burn time. Puck comes out. Sartell gets it. He's going to turn. And Sartell gets possession of it. They're going to fire it back door. He shoots. Good job by Williamson there to get in there. Tam makes a blocker save. Sartell keeps possession of it. And that puck is just going to squirt out of the zone. Sartell's going to dump back in. That's an offsides. We'll have a whistle. 2:44 to go in the third. Shakopee is going to call a timeout. Try to go over a strategy here. We got 2:44 to go. Obviously down a goal, so at some point we'll have pulling the goalie situation if the Sabres can't score soon. All right, Sabres come out with Fitzgerald, Anderson, Gabrick, Wagner, and Schmitz. Neutral zone faceoff. Draw comes out, pushed all the way down. Sartell with it, behind the net. He turns up. He gets turned over by Anderson. He shoots. Schmidt's there. He has the puck. He's going to chip it down behind the net. Anderson turns him over, gets to Gabriel, gets on top, and here comes a rush for Sartell. They're going to try to go cross-ice pass with it. He stops, makes a move. He fires it out of the zone. Shakopee needs the pressure down a goal. Sartell doesn't need to score right now. They're going to chip in the zone. Schmitz will get to it. He's going to ring it around to Fitzgerald. It hops his stick. We will have an icing. We'll have a whistle. All 10 skaters change. Lancette, Scott, Williamson, Hensley, and Valverde. Draw one by Shakopee. Lancette gets to it. He throws it all the way down. Unfortunately, it's going to be an ice on the Sabres. Hoping a guy was fleeing. Just got a little too much on it. Marco ties it up. Still battling for the puck. Everyone trying to get it through it. Comes down below. Sartell will get to it. He's going to pinch in the corner. Puck comes out. Sabres have it. Hensley has the puck. He's going to get around the first guy. He's going to make one move, try to toe drag around, but Sartell, good job getting the puck out. Tam's trying to come out. He's going to actually play the puck, and he dropped it right to him. Scary play opportunity there. Tam pushed it out and got right on a Sartell stick there to shoot. But once Sartell touched the puck, whistle blown, because behind the play we had a slashing penalty on number 77 for Sartell. So the Sabres are going to have a power play to finish the game. 1:19 left to go in the game. So we'll have a 2-minute power play. Hopefully we score before that. And right now we are going to put out 6 players. So we are pulling the goalie, going to go 6-on-4. Scott, Lancette, Williamson, Valverde, Hensley, and Anderson. Draw comes down, goes on the sidewall. Hensley with it, he chips it up top to Lancette. Over to Scott. He dumps it down low. Got to get shots on net, guys. Let's see what we get here. Move it up top. Scott has it. Back to Williamson. He's going to fight or shoot. Good blocker save there by the Sartell rep. Got low. Up top. Scott gives a slap shot. Loose puck. And the puck went in the net. No call. I thought the puck went in the net. Apparently it didn't. The ref was there. Had a better angle than me, apparently. Scott has it. He's going to pass it down to shot. Williamson shoots. Save. From our view up here, I thought that puck went in the net. Nothing called. 40 seconds to go here. Shakopee definitely needs to get pucks in on net here. Try to get that rebound shot score. Gabriel comes out. They bring in Anderson. Draws down. Tied up. Puck comes out, gets on Lancette's stick. Lancette walks it. He fires it, shoots it. Glove save. Get those pucks in on net. .30 seconds to go. Again, still 6-on-4. Marco on the draw. Puck is down low. Hensley gets to it. He's going to chip it back up. Gets it up to Lancette. Lancette has it. 23 seconds to go. He's going to fire. Gets directed. Backdoor. Gabriel shoots. He scored! The Sabres tie the game with 19 seconds left. Shot from Lancette got redirected by a Sartell stick, but it went right on Gabriel's stick sitting back door. He fires it, gets his own rebound, and scores. 71. Wyatt Gabriel with the goal, assist to 26. Blake Lancette. We have a 5-5 game with 20 seconds to go in the third. Draw down. Gabriel ties it up. Sartell's going to get the puck. They're going to dump it in the zone. Schmitz has it. He's going to fire it. He gets hit off the stick and it jumped up into the netting. Correct. Gabriel's going to be on the draw. Everyone's overloading the one side. Gabriel throws it in the corner. Sartell's going to have it. Try to throw it out front, but Riggs does a good job getting low. Takes any passing opportunity out front away. Wears it off the pads. Shakopee chips out of the zone, and horn blows. We are going to overtime. All right, they got 5 minutes in the clock. Shakopee did experience overtime in our first game against Grand Rapids. Okay, so 5 minutes of stop time play for overtime. All right, so we're going to switch sides. All right, Sabres will start overtime. Hensley, Valverde, Williamson, Wagner, and Schmitz. Draw down. Schmitz gets to it. He's going to walk center line, dump it in the zone. No forecheck there by the Sabres to get to it. Williamson's going to throw it into the near corner. Valverde will chase. Schmitz keeps it in the zone. He's going to fire it in. Goalie's just going to push it aside. And turned over right there by Williamson. Bouncing puck. He has it. He's going to chip it up top to Wags. Wags is going to fire and shoot. Wide of the net. Hensley is there with it. He's going to chip it back in low. Takes a hit. We only got one guy down below. Sabres have no pressure on them. The puck's going to get stuck in the feet. Wags steps up, and two guys run into each other for Sartell. He still is able to enter the zone. He gets behind. Bodied off the puck by Wagner. They try to throw it center. It gets on the stick of Williamson, who's going to rush up net. He's got three guys battling on him. He passes it back to Hensley. Hensley's going to walk in. No trip called. And here comes Sartell now, coming into the zone. He's going to fire it. Blocker save. Puck got loose right out front. Very dangerous play, but it went up in the glass and over. We're still going. Wags has it. He's going to ice it. We'll change out all five. Fitzgerald, Anderson, Gabrick, Lancette, and Scott. 3:45 to go in overtime. Draw one, two clean by Sartell. Puck comes all the way down. Here comes Fitz with the race. Puck gets loose on Anderson's stick. Anderson has it. He's going to fire in the middle of the Gabrick. Back door. Good opportunity for a shot. It got wide. Gabrick was able to get another shot in and try to shoot it into the back of the goalie. But puck comes back out. We'll get reset up. Lancette with it. Fitzgerald's going to lose an edge right at the blue line here. And Sartell is going to get on the rush. They're going to cut in the zone. Anderson trying to chip it out. Stays on the stick of Sartell. He skates with it. He's in the corner. Battled. Turned over by the Sabres. They chip it up. Get stuck on the skate. The Anderson's just going to throw it middle. And Fitz will get a chip low. Good stick by Gabrick there. Now we got a bouncing puck in the neutral zone. Lancette's going to step up. He's going to rush himself. He's going to cut. Go on the outside. Get it deep. We need a forecheck. Sabres, get in there. Valverde's going to get to it. He's going to go behind the net. Someone up front shoots it. No, didn't get it on net. It's behind the wall. Williamson battling with Hensley now. Hensley with the puck behind the net. He turns. He's going to chip it out to his D. Over to Schmitz, but not able to connect on the pass. Schmitz will get to it. He'll chip it. Now dumped in the zone by Williamson. Rings all the way around. Hensley's going to get to it first. It gets caught in his skate behind the net. He's battling. We need a second Sabre there. He's going to throw it out front, but nobody there. 2 minutes to go in overtime. Sartell is trying to chip it out and flee one guy loose, but Scott's there for it. They're going to high stick on Sartell, so we'll have a whistle. Offensive zone face-off for the Sabres. We'll change out the forwards. Anderson, Fitzgerald, and Gabrick. Wagner and Schmitz on the ice. 2 minutes to go in overtime. Draw down. Sartell gets it. They're going to chip it out of the zone all the way down. That's an ice. We will start over. Redrop the puck. Sartell definitely looking to, they've done it a couple times here, try to win that draw and bank it off the boards. Draw's tied up in the feet. Anderson battling with it. He does get possession of it. He's behind the goal line, feeds it out front, but the goalie poke checked it himself out, and Sartell has possession. And turned over by Anderson, down to Gabrick. Gabrick turns and fires. Blocker save. Puck gets loose and comes out. Schmidt steps up, tries to dump it in the zone. and Sartell's going to come away with it. They got a 2-on-1 opportunity. Wiggs with him there. He fires it. Blocker save by Tam. Wagner has it. He's going to pass it up to Fitz, who just chips it. 1:20 to go in overtime. And they're just going to fire it across ice there. Feed a guy in the middle. Sartell's going to come now with transition into the zone. He feeds it over. Schmitz gets there. Tries to get a stick on it, but it got through to Tam. Tam froze it. Good freeze for Tam there. We're able to change out all skaters here. Sartell does the same. 1:10 to go in overtime. Lancette out there with Scott, Williamson, Valverde, and Hensley. Lancette rings it around to Hensley. Hensley has the puck on the sidewall. He chips up to Valverde. Valverde tries to get in the zone, chip it up, but it got stuck in the skates of the ref on the wall, and it creates an opportunity for Sartell to cut in the zone. Lancette has the puck. He chips it up to Williamson. Williamson's going to get in the zone. He's going to chip it behind the net, go get it himself. Gets on Hensley's stick there on the half wall. Bouncing puck. Hensley has it, feeds it center. Loose. Up front. The goalie gets a glove on it and freezes it. Shakopee doing a good job just trying to get pucks to the net. Any goal counts at this point. Doesn't matter how it happens. Same 5 on the ice, and now Sartell is going to take their timeout with 38 seconds to go to see if they can try to draw up a face-off play. This one come down. This one's going to be very critical for who can win the face-off. All right, 33 people watching the stream. Thanks for all watching. Shakopee hoping to finish strong here with a win at the Grand Rapids tournament here. Again, we're in overtime. 5-5 game. Shakopee went 6-on-4 in the last minute of regulation and was able to get a goal by Wyatt Gabrick to tie it. And now we're 4.5 minutes into overtime. Still tied. Both teams have had some good opportunities. Valverde, Williamson, Scott, Hensley, and Lancette. They're going to move Scott up, Hensley back here on this possession here to start. Valverde ties it up, gets on the stick of Scott, back to Lancette. Lancette's going to fire it to Scott. He shoots it and gets stuck in the skate of a Sartell rep. Good face-off play for the Sabres. And here comes Sartell into the zone. They pass it back. He's going to try to cut middle, loses the handle on it. Williamson's able to get the puck. It's going to come out, stays in the zone. It's chipped out of the zone to the neutral zone by Lancette. We're down to the last 15 seconds to go of overtime. Puck gets loose, chip back. Marco dumps it in the zone. Sartell gets possession of it. They're going to skate behind their net. Chips it back behind. 3, 2, 1, and there's the horn. I haven't checked the rules, so I'm not sure if we'll have another one here. My assumption is we're probably now going to a shootout, but we will wait to see what the refs call here. 3-on-3 for 5 minutes. Well, this will be fun. A lot more space on the ice. So obviously a little strategy here. Coach is going to have to figure out kind of the pairings here of the 3-on-3 scenario. He's running time? Okay, so 5-minute running time, 3-on-3. All right, 3-on-3 hockey to start overtime. Shakopee is going to start out on the ice with Hensley, Wagner, and Schmitz will be your 3 Sabres to start. All right, double overtime, 3-on-3 hockey. Who's going to come away with the victory here? Hensley's going to take the draw. It's tied up. It's down. Sartell's going to gain possession of it. A lot of change in positions here for Sartell, swooping around. They're going to come into the zone. They're going to pass it back up top as they cycle around. They're going to get it up top. He's going to fire a shot. Saved by Tam. They're going to fire another one. It gets up and over into the netting. All right, again, running time, so going to be quick here to drop the puck. 1, Schmitz has it. He's going to stop and turn. Let Shakopee now regroup. Wiggs has the puck. He's going to chip it over to Schmitz. Schmitz is now going to walk it up into the zone. He's going to come in. He's going to rush the net, go behind. He stops, turns. He's now getting tied up behind the net. Wiggs comes in to assist. Wiggs still with it. It chips up. Hensley's going to get possession. Over to Wagner. Wagner's going to fire it, shoots it. Save. Schmitz was there to try to get the rebound. All right, Shakopee's going to change 3 again. We got running time here. Lancet, Scott, Anderson. Anderson will take the draw. He wins it. He's going to chip it back to Lancet. Lancet's going to walk middle. He's going to fire, shoot, glove save. Definitely got to keep the cycling going here because every time they freeze the puck, that clock is running. Anderson by himself down there, ties it up. He wins it. He chips it back. That's all right. Lancet's going to get to it. Lancet with the puck. They try to pressure. They turn him over behind the net. 2 Sabres are there with it. Scott drops it back to Lancet. Sabres are pressuring over to Scott. Scott's going to go cross-ice pass. Bounces off. Turnover. Now it gives a rush now for Sartell. He's going to fire. Good save by Tam. Shakopee has possession with it. Passes it off the wall up to Lancet. Lancet's going to be a 1-on-2 by himself. He's going to fire it. Blocker to side. One guy's changes. Schmitz back on the ice. Scott's going to have it. Scott steps up. He's going to get around him. Schmitz comes over to make a play. Good stick. Turnover. Shakopee has the puck now. Scott with it. Scott's going to walk it up. He's going to rush it in on net. He tries to make a move, gets a shot, goes behind. Gabrick with the puck now. Gabrick going to feed it over to Schmitz. Schmitz has the puck. He turns, makes a move, keeps it in the zone. He's going to chip it all the way around. Wagner back on the ice. Wagner turns, gets it out to Gabrick up top. On the circles, he loses the handle, chips it over to Schmitz. Schmitz has the puck. He's going to chip it back over to Gabrick. Gabrick's going to make a move, go low, chip it back up to Wiggs. He's going to try to cut middle. He's going to shoot it. Blocker save. Wiggs gets it back again. He loses the handle, try to get a shot. 1:40 to go. Wiggs gets hit down. It's going to get over to the goalie. And the goalie's just going to chip it to his partner. Now the Shakopee's got to go on the D. He's going to try to rush in. Schmitz on him. Schmitz steps up. He loses the handle, tries to chip it out front. Nobody there. Schmitz loses an edge. Wiggs with it. Schmitz has it in the corner, just battling for position right now. They're definitely getting tired out there. These boys have been out here for a while. He steps up. Sartell has it. He's going to rush in and get a fire. Good job by Wagner there. Got a stick on it. Didn't let the shot get through. They drop pass here. He's going to fire it in. Save. Puck comes out top. He's going to fire a shoot. Blocker save by Schmitz off the shin pad. Shakopee battling up. Gabrick steps up. He fires. He shoots. Blocker save. Goes in the corner. Gabrick has the puck. He's going to chip over to Wiggs, but the boys are gassed right now. Wags is going to try to chip in the zone and see if we can get a change. All three change, but then nobody's there, so it's a breakaway for Sartell. He makes a move. Tam makes a great save. Sabres have the puck on a rush. Lancette with Scott. Lancette feeds it over to Scott. Scott has the puck. He makes a move. Toe drag. Tries to shoot it. Go behind the guys. Behind the net. He loses the handle on it. It goes in the corner. Valverde steps up. He gets hit hard into the boards. We're down to 5 seconds to go, just battling for position behind the net. And that will be the horn. Scary play there. All three Sabres were on the ice for almost 2 minutes there. They all changed at the same time. Sartell was able to get a 3-on-0 rush, and Tam, with a great save, pushes it aside. All right, so we have now completed 3 periods, tied hockey, 1 overtime, tied hockey, 2 overtimes, tied hockey. We'll find out what the third overtime entails. I don't know at what point we go to a shootout or if we keep playing. Back to 3-on-3. You hear what he said? Okay. Yeah, it sounds like 3-on-3, and I'm guessing this is it. I thought is what he said, meaning if it's tied, and it stays. Being this is the 5th place game, I'm assuming it's not a big deal, but oh no, it's going to be 3-on-3 shootout. Okay, so we have a shootout. All right, Tam just got done saving a 3-on-0 by himself, so we'll see how this plays out. Sartell's going to shoot first. All right, again, we've gone through 5 periods of hockey. We're tied. Finally going to, we're going to call triple overtime a shootout. All right, Sartell guy is going to try to get as much speed as he possibly can to grab that puck. And Tam blocks the first one. Steady as can be. Jack Tam makes the save. First shooter for Shakopee is Matthew Scott. We're going to see if he's going to come in and fire, if he's going to make moves. Scott's got good hands, so we'll see what his play is here. All right, here we go. Matthew Scott. Makes a move, kind of went forehand, backhand, back to forehand. Hoping to get the goalie to slide over. He held tall. First 2 shooters, both team, are unsuccessful. So the second shooter for Sartell. He makes a move and Tam slides over, makes a blocker save. Good move by Sartell there. He had an opening there and Tam slid over and denied. So Sartell 0 for 2 to start. Shakopee's second shooter is going to be Caden Hensley. Hensley tried to make a few moves, got him tight. Goalie poke checked him, so he was never able to get the shot off. Big one here for Tam. If Tam can save this one, Sabres can win if they score on their opportunity. If Sartell scores, then Shakopee has to score. He's just going to try to fire it, and Tam denies him. Try to go 5-hole. All right. Wyatt Gabriel coming on the ice. Number 71, Wyatt Gabriel, to try to win the game for the Sabres. Makes a move, and he tried to go 5-hole, got denied. Good opportunity. For a second there, it looked like it got through and popped back out, but all right, both teams threw 3 shooters. No one has scored yet. Sartell is up. Sartell scores, made a deke move. Tam was there, but he was able to slide it 5-hole. Soccer trying to figure out who's going to go out. All right, they're sending out number 26, Blake Lancette. Blake has to score on this one since Sartell scored. He scores, we go another round. Forehand, backhand, try to get it in. He got denied. Sartell saves, and the Sartell will get the triple overtime winner, we'll call it, to finish the Grand Rapids tourney. Good effort by the Sabres. Great comeback there in the third period to overcome a 3-goal stretch for Sartell to take the lead and put it to overtime. Very, very fun, entertaining overtime and double overtime and the shootout. So congrats to Sartell on the win. So that will end the Grand Rapids tourney. We will get back into district play here this next week. And hopefully we all drive home safe. Thanks for watching.